Hey guys, got a new Zippo video for you. This one's going to be on Zippo Blue. Finally picked one up. Glad to be able to bring you a review on it. I actually heard a lot of different mixed reviews. Some people loved them, some people hated them. As you see here, it comes in an oversized box made for Zippo Blue. The model that I had picked up is called Chrome Tuxedo. And you can see here the original price tag is $62.95. I got that. Someone recommended I use that jeweler's loop to bring in, since I can't get close detail, to use that. So let me see if that'll work here. It works beautifully. Alright, so $62.95 is the original price on this. These are expensive. I've seen them anywhere from $50 to about $80 depending on what model, which version you get. However, although I don't like eBay very much at all, these days anyway, these specific lighters, these Zippo Blues, do sell cheaper on eBay than most online retailers. I picked this one up for $35. That's including shipping, so I was very happy with the price. However, I do have some problems with the lighter itself. Now, once you get this, if you pop this part out here, you have your instructions on the bottom here. Some things I found out in the instructions, besides how to use it, which I already knew, is that if you use different brand fluid, other than the Zippo Blue fluid, it will void your warranty. I'm not exactly sure exactly how they'll figure out you used other fluid, but it will void the warranty. Now, I didn't read all the instructions, but one problem I have is on the bottom here. Bring that jeweler's loop into play again. You'll see the there on the left, right there in the middle of your screen is where you fill it, but to the right is the body screw. Okay, now this screw appears to be a Torx screw. However, what you can't see in this view of it is that they actually use some kind of acrylic glue or something to fill in the head of the screw. Okay, so they're going to know if you tamper with this. Now, what this screw does is actually holds the insert. It attaches the insert to the case. So they're going to know if you send this in because there's a problem. They're going to know if you took this out. Okay, by that, I guess that'll be missing, or I guess scratched off, because you cannot get to that screw without messing that up. So that was one thing I was kind of shocked at, that they don't want you taking this apart. Okay, probably for obvious reasons. People take it apart, they mess it up, then they claim it's broken, and they want to get a new one. But I would have liked that they just didn't do that. So because a lot of people are kind of able to fix their own problems. So I would have liked to see that they would have had a little more trust in their consumers. But not a huge issue. Something else I want to point out that's very, very minor, but I did notice it, is that the fit and finish is a little off. The finish itself is beautiful. It's perfect. There's no bad spots at all, but the fit is a little off. See here where the top connects with the bottom, the cap here connects with the base. There's a little bit of a gap. Okay, and it's more prevalent as I wrap around here to the front. You see the insert there? Let me try to center this for you. There we go. You see that gap? Not the perfect fit, but it's not a huge issue. Obviously, if I have to use a jeweler's loop to show you, it's not a big issue. One of the reasons it's not a big issue is that whether the cap is closed or open, as long as you're not touching the wheel or the button, you're not losing any fluid. With a traditional lighter, the fluid evaporates constantly because it's not airtight. Now, if this gap was bigger and it was on a traditional lighter, it might be more of a problem because you'll lose fluid faster. But even though there's a gap there, the fluid's still contained completely in the lighter, and you're not missing any of it. It's not evaporating. It is a butane lighter. It does take butane fluid, and that's why you have a wheel here, the button. When you push down the wheel, you can probably hear this. You have the fluid coming out, and that kind of gets you started, because once you spark that wheel, holding down the button lets the fluid constantly come out. To light the lighter, that's all you have to do is spark down and hold the button down. I found that this is not 100% reliable. It's not going to light for you every single time, at least not for me with this specific lighter. That's one of the problems or critiques that I've heard a lot of people say, is that it's not reliable and it's hard to use. I found it to be actually a little bit uncomfortable. There's not a whole lot of button to hold on to, and the fact that you have to push down on that the spark wheel, it just makes it a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest. But let me see how many times it takes me to get this lit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not looking too good. That's 8, 9, 10. Alright, so the 11th try. Obviously not reliable. You see there's the flame, the jet flame. What I do like is that it is a jet flame, and it's, even though a regular Zippo is extremely windproof, this is even more so. It's even more windproof. So that's a plus. A huge minus for me, though, is that it's not adjustable. You cannot adjust this flame, and it says that in the instructions. I don't like that. On butane lighters, I like the possibility to adjust the flame, because in different situations I want a different size flame. If I'm kind of running out of fluid, I want to make that flame very small to conserve the fluid and what I have left. If I might want to raise the flame so it's high for just ease of use, to easily light things. So I don't like the fact that it's not adjustable. What I've noticed is that even though this is daylight, you can't see the flame completely. A lot of the videos I saw, the flame was actually a lot higher, meaning that probably the fluid is coming out faster. It might be better that I have a lower flame, meaning that I'll conserve more fluid, but that just tells me there's inconsistencies between lighter to lighter, meaning that your flame might be a little bigger than someone else's. Again, I don't know if that's a isolated problem with this specific lighter, or if that's across the board. But again, just something I've noticed. Like I said, it's not the most comfortable lighter to use. Well, that time it lit on the first try, which is good. But it certainly gets the job done. Let me grab a piece of paper here for you, and let me show you how hot this is. Let me see how close I can get before it starts burning the paper. Now, obviously, kids don't play with fire, at home. But I want to try to show you this. Right now, I'm about, I'd say maybe 4 inches. Oh, paper's starting to heat up. See that black spot on top? Getting some smoke. There you go, lit through. So I would say about 4 inches from the lighter. It's very hot. What they do suggest, let me blow this out real quick. What they do suggest, of course, is that when you're lighting, if you're lighting a cigarette, not to face this towards your face, because obviously you see, even from 4 inches away, it does get very hot. Of course, let's say this is, let me roll this up real quick. Let's say this is your cigarette. Light it like this, okay, not like this. It might seem like a common sense thing, but it's all in the instructions, and you'd probably be surprised some people wouldn't know that. But I do want to mention that to you so you don't burn your face or your lips trying to light your cigarettes. I would have to say overall I was disappointed with this. I probably expected more, definitely for the price. It's a nice lighter. I'll definitely give it that. It is a nice lighter. But I would say with the problems that it has currently, I wouldn't want to pay as much as they sell for. If this was a $20 lighter, I would say, yeah, check it out, definitely. But I don't think right now, at least this first production they've been doing, they can make revisions, they can make it a little better, in my opinion. But I'm sure there's still plenty of people who really enjoy the lighter anyway. Like I said, it is a nice lighter. It's just, it's not specifically for me. I'll probably stick with just the standard Zippo. So once again, let's see how many times it takes me to light this. 1. Alright, second try. So, not too bad. Perhaps, now this is something I didn't really consider until now, perhaps because this is new, it is just in a break-in period, where it kind of needs the fluid to run through the insert, and it kind of needs to be used for a little while before it's kind of broken in, where it's going to be lighting for you, every single time. So again, I got a pretty consistent second try deal here. So that's kind of where that's going. Second try, lighting on the second try every time isn't so bad. As you saw there, the hinge moved just the tiniest bit so that when it closed, the cap caught on here, as opposed to just closing straight. So overall, I'd say I like it, but I honestly wouldn't recommend it. So there you go. That's the Zippo Blue. Hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.